What's up, YouTube, from the farmlands of North Dakota? Fargo, North Dakota, anyway. The farmlands, the freeway. Detroit movie review. Born and raised in Detroit. I wasn't alive in 1967. I was alive in 1982. So, and I was only 15 years after the 1967 riots, which started because an unlicensed party, or a party at an unlicensed establishment, and the cops broke it up because they were in violation of city law of running a business without a license. And many people seen it as an attack on predominantly the blacks, which came to the city during the great 1960s migration movement, when a lot of the blacks came from the south to the north to take up jobs at the big three: GM, Chrysler, Ford. And big cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, many cities in New Jersey, Chicago, a lot of them migrated, a lot of blacks migrated from the south up into the cities to take up these jobs, while the whites moved out of the cities into the suburbs. And that's how the suburban sprawl pretty much started. And a lot of communities around these big cities started in the 60s, especially around Detroit, because of the suburban sprawl from the whites moving into the suburbs when the blacks moved into the cities. But anyway, basically the movie is about this riot. And during the riot, there was an incident where a black shot at the National Guard with the fake toy gun, and the National Guard thought they were under sniper fire, so they went to a motel, which where the alleged sniper fire was coming from, and these racist, crooked cops went in there, along with the Michigan State Police and the National Guard. And the result of them holding these blacks hostage for a few hours, 3 of them got killed, were shot dead by the police, by these racist cops. I'm 100% against racism, and I'm against crooked cops. Well, basically what happened with the 3 cops who were found not guilty, and there was a civil lawsuit brought, and the city of Detroit was sued. Part of the Jesus Christ, that Mercedes-Benz doing like 70 miles an hour, swerving around traffic. Anyway, as a result, as a deal with the lawsuit, the city of Detroit would admit no wrongdoing as a deal in the lawsuit. One of the cops was actually sued $5,000, which back in 1967, $5,000, you know, was a lot of money. Today it ain't shit. Today, $5,000, I can make that in 2 weeks. Well, about 3 weeks. But anyway. But it was a long movie, 2.5 hours. There was a lot of racial tensions back then in the 60s. But these racial tensions are coming back. I mean, it's getting bad today between the left and the right. I mean, back 20 years ago, a lot of people didn't even know what a conservative or a liberal was. You know, back 20 years ago, you supported the President of the United States, and that was it, because he was an American, you know? And the President of the United States actually supported the people. But now, it's not like that. Now you have the right, the left, and now the racial tensions are coming back. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I get sometimes cussed and swore at walking down the street just because I have a Tea Party hat on. Don't tread on me. Or a Donald Trump hat on. That's what the racial tensions. You don't have any idea. The racial tensions in this country are getting bad. It's getting bad like the 60s and the 50s. It's getting bad again. But it was real bad in the 60s. It was probably worse than it is today. But it's getting bad again. I can feel it. If you're a white man or a black man, or if you're any man, any race, you can feel the racial tensions today. And I think them releasing this movie was it's a biblical time we're living in, you know, and that releasing this movie in these biblical times, it was a good profiter. Yeah, let me say that. It was a great movie. 2.5 hours long. That's a long time. So, and the Dramatics, the Motown Dramatics. If you don't know who the Dramatics are, they're some Motown singers. They started around this night, the riots, 67s. So anyway, it was a great movie. Go check it out. Detroit. 10 stars. I give it a 1 to 10. I give it at least a 9. It was a great movie. I liked it. Being I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit. So, I mean, most of my family grew up in Detroit, and yeah, you understand? Anyway, it's a great movie. Detroit, check it out.